Hello and welcome to BeamNG.drive. Today I'm doing a circuit showcase. The first track is Barcelona. I'm on my trusty Wendover race car with unusual colors, and let's do a lap of this track. Now, the first section before the first corner is very long, so remember to brake because the speeds you can reach are very high when you're using race cars. This isn't the fastest race car, but I was reaching 180. There is a lot of space after the corner, but if you stay on track it's better. Now let's go around this corner that if you can take a good line you can exit it with a good speed, and I didn't do it this time. Okay, perfect. Now to this famous straight line where there was the famous crash between Rosberg and Hamilton in, it was 2016, okay. PC, are you dying? Please, come on. Okay, now I was a bit too much on the inside on the grass there, but that was no problems. Okay, here, nice braking. I really like this track. Oh, okay, that was my fault. I like this track because it is very wide, so it's perfect to race in a multiplayer. Now I don't know what's happening to my PC right now, it lags a lot, but anyway, now to this uphill part, I wasn't very on point on the brakes, so a bit slower. Now here we have a nice extra part, you can have a different layout for this section of the track, and also for the corner that is coming next. Okay, now here, brake. It is difficult to judge the braking zone, but this is the Formula 1 layout. You can also take that extra longer part. It's a nice little variation. I don't know in which category it's used, but not in Formula 1 if I remember correctly. And now here as well we have the two different parts of the track. We can have the chicane or the straight part, the easier part. I really like the easier part because the chicane I always take it wrong, but you can choose. You can have quite some different layouts, but this was a lap. It also features 4 time trials, so with the minor changes in the layout, so it is a very good track. The surface is good, there is a space both on the track and on the outside, so it is perfect for racing in multiplayer. The second track is Jerez, but it is the layout from 1988, so it is not a modern track. However, it's pretty nice, so let's start the lap because I'm already running, and as a Formula 1 fan, I don't think I've ever seen a race on this track, so for me it was a new experience, and it is quite nice experience because it's fun. It's a fun track. It has a difficulty, however, is that you don't have many reference points for the braking, and if you are using lower graphics or lower NPCs like I am doing, it's difficult to see far and to judge perfectly the corners, so it might take a while to get the hang of this track, but it is, however, a very good experience. I have absolutely no idea the name of the corners, how long the lap is from these points, so let's go, and don't crash hopefully until the end of the lap, so I can show it as the best I can. Now there is a tricky section, if I'm remembering correctly it's right here. This corner is quite difficult to judge because it is a very long corner. You can get a lot of understeer if you are a bit wide on the entrance, so be careful. And also this one, I always go long on this corner, and don't trust the tire bundles because they are just solid. So, oh, it did bend the front wheel a lot. Wow, that was such a small bump, and I broke. Wow, look at that. Wow, unbearable. But anyway, I'm almost at the end, so that's not a huge issue. Hopefully I can go to the pit at least to retire my car because it's not a fixable issue in race. So here is the pit entry to my left, and I was a bit late on the brake, but I didn't go in the sand, and this was a lap of the Jerez track. Very nice. It is a bit tighter than the Barcelona one, and it has more walls on some situations and a lot of space in others, but I think this as well could be a very good multiplayer track. It also features time trials. All these tracks should feature time trials. Also, this track has a minor programming problem. Let's say if I open the map, it is bugged because I can't go more than this, and also there is this part of the work for the Barcelona track. So this map could use some love, some fixes, but apart from that, it is a nice track, and that's it. And now we are at the Okayama Circuit. It was used for 2 years in Formula 1, I did take a look. It was in 94 and 95, so I've never seen a race on this track either, but it is nice. The surface is smooth, just like the other two and the fourth one as well. It is decently wide, it's not very dangerous to race side by side with other vehicles, because almost every time there is a space on the outside. But it has a small issue for me and maybe other lower end PCs, and it's the performance, because there is a lot of vegetation, especially the grass along the side of the track, that cause a small drop in performance, so that's not very nice. It's not something dramatic, but it's still there. Sometimes you can notice it. Now here, better be careful, because the sand is almost the same color as the asphalt. It's easy to misjudge the braking zone, but this track is fine for racing because it's wide. There isn't too much walls on the side. You have space almost everywhere to do some mistakes or ambitious overtakes. Okay, now here, be careful. Ooh. Not the best, but not the worst. So it's good, because you must do, you will do mistakes. Okay, today I can't speak, sorry. You will do mistakes in Beam, because it's not the best racing simulator yet. But this was the pit entrance, so I'm almost at the end of the track, and this is the straight line. Just like the others, this features two time trials, one for each layout. Yes, two. And this was a lap of the Okayama hard tires, the Okayama circuit. Very nice. The Okayama map also featured this small track. It's a go-kart track because it is very small, but this car shouldn't fit on this track, but I just use it to show the track around. It's very short, very small. It's for go-kart. You don't need too much space. You have to be careful because those cones are solid, so they will destroy your vehicle if you hit them, so it's not nice, be careful. It is a nice quick racetrack for small vehicles. With these cars it's not the best because it's almost as wide as the track, you can't overtake. But this was the lap, as you saw, extremely fast, but it's nice. If you have small vehicles, this track can provide quite some fun. And now we are at the Tsukuba from 2005. This is a very famous short track from Japan, because we had 2 tracks from Spain and 2 from Japan, so that's nice. It is a very famous track, especially if you have played the Gran Turismo series. I remember in Gran Turismo 5 doing the 9-hour race with Mazda MX-5. It was very long and exhausting. Luckily, it was in the period where you could pause endurance races, otherwise I would have killed myself. But this has some issues. For example, that arch, that's just a minor issue, it's just aesthetical. The other two can cause some problems during races. But now let's focus on the lap, because I'm on the final straight before the last big corner. And this track is nice, the surface is good, the walls aren't too close to the track, so you can have some mistakes, except in a spot, but I will be on that in a moment. Now let's focus on the first issue. It's the smaller one, and it is the finish line. Okay, that was a perfect break. Because it is bumpy. Look at this. It is a bump on the track, which is not nice, especially since we are going high speeds and with vehicles that are very low to the ground. It can cause some issues. It didn't for me, but you never know. If you are, I don't know, maybe wheel spinning, you can lose contact with the asphalt and spin. It can happen. It can happen. And now towards the biggest bug of this track, and it is the outside curb for the final corner, because it does this. It grabs your vehicle and punctures the tires. And now I'm completely stuck. I can't leave this spot. You can see that's not good. I'm almost already boiling the clutch. And it doesn't matter what speed you are doing, because even if I park it at, let's try go as low as possible, 3 kilometers per hour, 6, already stuck inside. So since you are doing very high speeds, if you catch some understeer on the outside of the last corner, it can be a not very good situation, because it will destroy your lap, especially since this also has the time trial. But these were all the tracks for today's circuit showcase. 2 were from Spain and 2 from Japan, so that's nice. All these circuits are downloadable from the in-game forum. I will put a link in the description. And also 3 of these you can get them in the in-game repository. The one that isn't available is the Barcelona circuit. So for the Barcelona track you have to go and download it from the forum, the other 3 from the game. Anyway, I think that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.